Time now in our weekly show, Cold Hard Football Facts on the Pulse Network for our Bet On It segment. Each week, Kerry Byrne and I will take a look at one particular game for this upcoming weekend. It's going to be the Giants and the Niners. A very intriguing game and very intriguing by the numbers. All right, let's take a look at our Bet On It segment in the Niners against the Giants. When we start looking at your numbers, and let's pull them up, Phil, they are pretty compelling. These are two really good football teams by the numbers this year. Here's the Niners offense with Alex Smith and Frank Gore and Vernon Davis against the Giants defense, that big front four that's up there. And take a good look at these numbers. Scoreability, the Niners have been number one all year. They just fell behind Detroit, surprisingly, so they're number two. Real passing yards per attempt. I'll let you go through the numbers, Kerry. They're right there.
Yeah, real, the middle of the road and real passing yards per attempt. But number 9 in real quarterback rating, which tells us that they're doing a lot of little things right. They're not getting sacked. Alex Smith isn't fumbling.
Well, it tells you that Harbaugh knows what he's doing as a former quarterback.
Harbaugh,
right?
We just did a thing on Sports Illustrated, one of our partners, Sports Illustrated, on how he's the best coach in football right now. To have that team be, doing what they're doing, they're just highly efficient, smart football team. You know, the big thing, Butch, this year, everyone talks about how all these guys are ready to break Dan Marino's record for passing yards. Alex Smith is only on pace for like 2,800 passing yards. You don't need to throw the ball down the field all the time to win games. You just need to be effective at quarterback. And right now, Alex Smith among the most effective.
Well, let's take a look at some of your key numbers and where the Niners rank. They're in the top 4 in all these numbers. Here comes the graphic now. Bendability, scoreability, defensive hog index, and relativity index. Kerry, take a look at that graphic right there and explain all 4 of those very briefly.
Yeah, basically bendability, how efficient is your offense? Scoreability, how efficient is your offense? How easy it is for you to score points? Defensive hog index, how good is your defensive front? And the relativity index, this is key. And this is always a tiebreaker for us when we're looking at two even teams. How do you perform relative to the quality of your competition? And nobody outscores their competition better than the 49ers relative to the quality of the teams they play. Number 1 in this indicator. And the great thing about this indicator, we say it's great, but we chronicle, Butch, the correlation of victory and the predictive rate of victory of all our stats and many other stats. No stat predicts winners better than the relativity index. You're better in this number, you win 2 of 3 NFL football games. Just this one number alone, looking at no other factors, home, road, nothing. You're better in this number, you win 2 out of 3
Well, you have
times.
power rankings every week based on all of your quality stats, and they're number 3, and they've been in the top 3 all year long. Now, the real question about the Niners, for the still non-believers, they won in Detroit, they've won some big games, but they're playing in the worst division in football. They really are. I mean, so are they a product of the division, or are we beyond that now?
I would say that, but that's why we have this relativity index, to wipe the slate clean on that, to figure out, are they just playing weak teams or are they not? And right now, no matter who they're playing, they're outperforming those teams relative to how they do against everybody else. By the way, 2-0 against quality opponents. You know, we measure how you do against teams with winning records. 2-0 right now. You know, they played 2 good teams and they've beaten both of them. And not only are they 7-1, we know people don't believe in them, Butch, and they should. The 49ers are also 7-1 against the spread. They're undervalued in the marketplace. They're playing much better than people are giving them credit for, and they're proving it both on the scoreboard and how they do against kind of the market, if you will.
All right, so in our Bet On It segment, we'll make a pick on this one. The Niners are favored by 3.5 in this game at home. I think that spread's too big. I got to take the Giants in this one.
Well, you know, we issue our picks on Cold Hard Insider. That's where we put all our picks each week. But what I would say right now, and we will be looking at that later in the week, we'll publish our official pick on Thursday. I'm leaning the 49ers, and that, like I said, they've been undervalued.
Because of the numbers.
They've been undervalued in the marketplace. They're a better team than the Giants, all-around better team. Usually you get 3 points if you're the home team. I think they win this by 5, 6, 7 points.
So when you see 3.5 or you see 7.5, and that's beyond a field goal and beyond a touchdown, if you think it's a field goal or a touchdown game, do you still go with the numbers? That half point doesn't scare you?
No. You know what I look at? We look at every game in a vacuum. You know, there's all these guys out there with the 800 number saying this team's 7-1 on the road on Sunday nights when it snows out. Who cares? That has nothing to do with this game. Right. Every game is its own little, we call it a statistical snow globe. Every game is its own unique little world. So we just look at this game, and right now looking at this game, the 49ers are just that much better in a lot of ways than the Giants.
So they have to wait till later in the week to get Kerry's pick, although we kind of heard it.
We kind of, yeah, that's the way I'm leaning right now, but official pick on Thursday.
I'm taking the Giants with the points. After they beat my Patriots, I have no choice. This is Cold Hard Football Facts on TPN.